Okay, let's head over to the gym now. Hopefully, we don't find it too packed. I am hoping that we get access to one of the Smith machines. I finally got around to tightening up my strength shot belt, the purple one that I've always been using. That one's, I think, a 13 millimeter, and I've been using that one for quite some time. I've had it since college, and then I kind of just stashed it away for quite some time, and then I kind of just started using it as I started fitting me more, because before it did not fit me. I had two of them. I had a size medium. I was about to say a size medium, and then a size small, and then I ended up giving the small one to Jasmine. It ended up working out perfect because the medium fits me perfect at where I am, and then even if I bulk and cut, I should be able to have some room to still keep using it. But I am on the lookout for a for another belt, hopefully a 10 millimeter or a 13 millimeter, whichever one I can find that's cheap but a good brand. Sometimes I get lucky on Facebook Marketplace. Sometimes it takes me a while to find things. So hopefully we can find one soon. So I've been just kind of scavenging a little bit, trying to find trying to find a good deal on some nice lifting belts. Hopefully like an all black one, or something with maybe like a little bit more of a neutral color. So that way I can it can just match a little bit better, because the purple's kind of like, it's cool. The purple's a cool color, but like sometimes I'm rocking like green, and then like this purple is just like on me. It's like it's just not my favorite. So I would much rather have an all black belt, or maybe like an all gray belt, something a little bit neutral, that fits with everything. I think that would be good as well. Even though the purple one's pretty sick because it fits with some of the Jordans that we have, like I guess the Air Forces too, and then I don't know if they're purple quartz, the 13s that I have there. I forget, bro. They be using hella different types of colors, and they're all like super similar. But it's the purple 13s that I have. Those are pretty cool. They fit pretty perfect to the belt, and we ended up using it on yesterday's lift, and it looked pretty dope. It looked pretty dope. So I really like those shoes. I ended up getting a crazy deal on those. They were VNDS, and for folks that are wondering what VNDS means, it just means very near dead stock, and dead stock basically means brand new. And that's just what the terms that people use sometimes when it comes to reselling, or like kind of like the sneaker game and things like that. So it was VNDS, and I ended up getting them for $50. $50, and I didn't have to drive out that crazy. It was literally in the Oakland Hills, and I just drove up there and picked them bad boys up. It ended up being a porch pickup. One of the easiest, most smoothest transactions I've ever had through Facebook Marketplace, because all I had to do was just look at them, and then just if I ended up liking them, the condition, everything, I would just sell her right there and then. And I ended up liking them, and I sold her. It was fire. The only thing, I didn't get a box, but I'm not gonna be wearing the box, so the shoes themselves were fire. And so, man, ever since then, ever since I started getting deals on Facebook Marketplace, I'm like, damn, I'm always on the lookout. You'll see me on my phone sometimes, kind of like sometimes. Most likely, I'm on Facebook Marketplace, or just like watching a random short or a random video. That's usually what my my activity consists of. Man, do I spend a lot of time on Facebook Marketplace though? I need to slow down. Even though I haven't been too crazy, I'm not gonna lie, I haven't been too crazy. I just kind of sometimes try to find deals here and there. But we're gonna do a Smith machine because we ended up tightening our belt, so it for sure is gonna give us a little bit more abdominal pressure. Sometimes we use the black one, the what is it, the Jim Reaper brand one that we use, but that one I think is a 7 millimeter, if I'm not mistaken, and it's way thinner. It for sure does not support enough, or it does not offer the same support I would want it to give me during that first top set. So I'm gonna end up using that 13 millimeter purple one that I have from String Shop. That one for sure, because it has more surface area, it is going to give me more stability. So that's what we're looking for. And I think we're gonna be able to get at least a solid 5 or 6. That's what I'm hoping, but we'll see how it goes. I don't want to overestimate. But earlier when I was tightening up the belt and I was like seeing how it fit on me, I was like, damn, This is gonna be fire, and I cannot wait till I use it for a leg day. I think it's gonna be fire. It's gonna be fire because I've been needing to tighten it up for the longest time, and I've been super super lazy. And it wasn't until today I was like, you know what, stop being lazy and just tighten up your belt because you want to use it. And I ended up doing it. So don't be lazy like me. Make sure you kind of just do it. Just do it. It makes your life easier. You have to stress a little bit less. Procrastinating just makes things way more difficult, man. And I always choose to learn that lesson instead of just choose to continue to learn that lesson is what I mean, rather than learning it the first time. Because man, I'd be procrastinating sometimes. And then I'm thinking hopefully we get access to two cable stacks so we can do some presses like we typically like doing. If not, we end up doing maybe like a isolation machine that's also for our upper chest, and then we'll either move on to the cable stack if we get it either on the second exercise or on the third one, and then we'll do some flies or some pec deck. We'll see what we end up doing. It just really depends on what's available once we get there, because sometimes how packed it is catches me so off guard. So off guard. I usually don't expect that as much for it to be that packed. Then next thing you know it, I jinx it. But we're not finding a lot of traffic right now on the bridge, so I'm staying hopeful. Maybe some folks are out of town. Maybe some folks are out of town. Hopefully. But then we're gonna move over to some triceps. I am thinking we're gonna do maybe some crossbody work. Hopefully we can do the crossbody where we do it dual at the same time. Or I end up doing like a type of just single arm crossbody work, and then we'll do maybe some push downs with that bar that we like to do. Hopefully we get the cable stack, because then we can just sit there throughout the entire workout, and that's all we'll need for the rest of our workouts up until we get to hamstrings. And then up to then we're gonna end up moving to some seated curls. Those are our favorites. And if not, then we're gonna do some lane curls, which is still the same, pretty much the same. Honestly, you can still get a pretty good stretch. Just make sure that you're keeping an eye out on your lower back. You don't want it hurting. The last thing you need is for your lower back to be hurting after some lane curls. And I've had that happen like once only. I think I was doing like some pretty heavy weight, and I was just being a little bit careless, and it wasn't until like I made the motion to push up at the bottom of the rep, and I got this like shock on my lower back, and I was like, nope, I need to stop. And I stopped the set, and I was like, yeah, well, let me relax real quick. And then my lower back was a little sore for like 2 days. So that can happen. So just try to play it by ear, and if you feel a pain right away, I would stop. I would not push it, because then next thing you know, you can rip something or tear something, and then next thing you know, you're out. You are out. Traffic. It's picking up a little bit, but that's because we're getting a little bit closer to downtown. So that's as expected. That's not too out of the ordinary. And then we're going to do our 10-15 minutes of cardio, because we have been upping our calories. We went up from how much? From our typical 23 to 2450, and now we ended up moving up to 2550. So we moved up like around 100 calories. So it wasn't too bad. It wasn't too bad. It was a good little push, but nothing too crazy. Okay. But hopefully we don't spend too much time at the gym as well, because our gym times have been feeling a little bit longer than we would like. So hopefully it goes by a little bit faster and we don't spend too much time. And we also came prepared. Sometimes I forget to charge my AirPods, because I'm just so used to them always being charged, just kind of using them. But I've been getting so good at just remembering to just check them every time, and just Instead of saying, okay, you know what, I'll charge them a little bit later, I charge them right away. I'm like, you know what, I need to charge them, I'll charge them now. And I kind of, instead of prolonging something, I kind of just do it right there and then. I'm like, before I get lazy or before I forget, I'm gonna just do this. And I feel like that's been helping me out a lot with a lot of the tasks that I've been doing. Hopefully this summer we also get to hike a little bit. It's I think the last time we went hiking was a bit ago when we went to Yosemite and we went with two of our friends. So it's been a minute. We would like to really go back to Yosemite and see some waterfalls and stuff. So hopefully we get to do that soon. And then maybe I can take you guys with me. I think that'd be pretty cool. Show you guys a little bit of Yosemite for folks that have never been or maybe they want to visit. They can check it out and see what it's like. Now that I got a better hang of this, I think we can set up some good footage for y'all. And we can take some sick pictures. I think that'd be super sick. Imagine like a sick like front double bicep or like back double bicep, right? On top of a mountain top. Oh my god, that would be fire. So hopefully pretty soon we get to do that. I have to coordinate a little bit better with Jasmine and her brother because her brother knows a little bit more about Yosemite and he can really show us around. And he just recently got a lot into hiking, so maybe he might know some spots that we don't know about, and we get to check them out. So that'd be pretty cool. I would take you guys ice skating with me, but man, I don't know how to ice skate. Every time I've gone ice skating, I've been on the rail the whole time because I'm just so bad. I'm so bad at like stabilizing. I don't know, and so I feel it feels like a waste of money to go ice skating. So we probably won't be going ice skating because I know Yosemite also has an ice skating ring during the winter, so that would be pretty cool. But I don't know. I don't know about that one. Anyways, let's go ahead and let's switch over now to the first clip. Let's see if we ended up getting lucky and see if we ended up getting a Smith machine. Let's hope so. Okay, so we already did two warm ups. We started out with 45 on each side, and then we ended up moving up to 45 and 10 to warm up, and now we're gonna do 45 and 25 on each side. What we ended up doing was tightening up the belt, so this for sure is gonna give us a good amount of help compared to the other times where we're using that black one that we typically use, or sometimes we would use this one, but it just wouldn't put enough pressure on our stomach to stabilize us really. So I finally wasn't lazy today, and I ended up tightening it up just one more notch, just to make sure it's pretty secure. And so we're gonna end up trying this plus the elbow sleeves, and we're gonna try to get as many as we can with the 45 and 25. Let's see how it goes. All right. I think maybe what I'll do is either show you guys how I put these on, or just skip over it. Whichever one I use or end up choosing, I guess they'll see me do the set. So ultimately, I guess it doesn't matter, right? But maybe I'll skip over this time because last time I showed you guys, and then sometimes it takes me a minute. But let's make sure it's pretty secure first. Let's see how it goes. I think it's good starting off with your right because I think it's easier to then move your right hand into your left. Or just start off with your tightening up your dominant hand so that way you can use your dominant hand after. I think that's the easiest way for me now that I notice. All right, let's see how this goes.
Oh my God. We finally hit 6. Man, that's progress. So I think what I'll do on this next one is I'll take off these elbow sleeves. I won't use it. What I will use though is going to be the wrist wraps. I think those are gonna be good. So just make sure I don't get any wrist pain, because sometimes towards the end of your sets, sometimes what can happen, sometimes you'll lose a little bit of stability, and so your hand can sometimes move around here and there, and that can hurt your wrist a little bit, just because of the load that you're already putting your kind of your wrist through as you're prepping and everything, and as you're doing your movement. So if you do have wrist pain here or there with whatever movement, try some wrist wraps. I think that'll help you out a bunch, and they're not that expensive. You can usually find them on Amazon for like $15, $20, and they should be pretty good. Honestly, I say get stiff ones. If you don't mind it pinching you a little bit, I feel like those give you the most support. If you need a little bit more flexibility, maybe you need a little bit more wrist flexibility. What I would do is then maybe get one that's a little bit more medium stiffness, where it's a little bit more flexible. And I think that should be pretty good. But I think after time, even the stiff ones become a little bit more looser. So you kind of have to just give it time, wear it out a little bit. But I'm gonna go drink some water. I think on the next day, what we're gonna do is 20s. Try to go crazy. Let's see how it goes. Let's tighten this up before we start. Man, I can feel the difference already, man, with just one notch. It really does make a difference when it comes to stabilizing you. As you guys can tell, last time we got 4, this time we got 6. So it gave us that extra little push. And little by little, you can use some of these tools to get better at your lifts, maybe get through some plateaus. So that's why I never disencourage someone to not use tools, honestly, like a belt, wrist straps, or anything like that, because they're there for a reason. So that's what. Not too bad, not too bad. I think what I'm going to do is maybe pause 10, 50 seconds, and then maybe hit it for 1 or 2 more. Man, I want to take maybe 5 more seconds. Oh, man. But it's nice and empty at the gym, which is just something that we like. So I'll just finish it off. Nice. Let's do 17.5 for the next one. We ended up dropping down to 17.5. And I think that should be pretty good. Let's go ahead and hurry up to do these so we can grab the cable stack that we like before someone grabs it. Two more. Nice. Okay. Let's move on to the next one. We got a little unlucky. Someone grab that bad boy, so we're gonna have to go do maybe like a type of isolation, or maybe I'm thinking maybe some dumbbells. I think that'd be pretty good. Some of this, then some dumbbells, and we'll see from there. But I think for the dumbbells, because we already went hard with this, we're a little bit lighter, get a bigger stretch, and I think I'll do just about. I'm already feeling like the craziest chest pump, so let's move on. And let's do our second exercise. I think we're gonna stay here for two of them, and then I think we're gonna move to a pec deck because the cable stack was taken, and usually when they're taken, they get taken for quite some time. So we're probably gonna stay here for quite some time. We're gonna try to go heavy on this one, and then because it's a little bit more stable as opposed to the dumbbells we were to do over there, we go a little bit lighter just because we don't want to get hurt. But for this, we can for sure stack it a little bit better, and to give us a little bit more range of motion, we're gonna use this bad boy. We're gonna put it behind our backs, so that way we can move a little bit more forward, and when we're going all the way down, we can get a deeper stretch on our chest, and that's what we're aiming for. So let's see how it goes. Let's see how it goes. Oh, yeah. Okay, we're gonna we're gonna we're gonna have to drop set this. Ooh, that was good though. That was good. I think we can do drop set this bad boy for 40. No, I mean 10. So we're doing 155, 150. Sorry, I'm out of it. So we're gonna do 140 for the drop set for 2 to 3. Okay, that was good. Let's do one more just like that. Man, I'm feeling a crazy pump already, which is nice. Okay, let's finish this up. Then we're gonna do 150 for this next one. Come on. Okay. Let's move on to our next exercise, see how that goes. Man, I'm feeling beat. Okay, let's go ahead and finish it off for today. So we're gonna be doing some flies like this with a specific bench. Try to go as heavy as we can, but as light as we can as well while keeping as much form. For this one's gonna be a little bit lighter because we went a little bit heavy on the other ones. So I'm thinking maybe we'll do like 22 or 20 for this one. Just make sure we get a really, really good stretch. And then just bring it in and see how it goes. Let's try 22. I'm sure I'm gonna do it right. Okay, that was good. Let's do one more just like that. Okay, let's finish this off. I'm gonna switch off to this belt here, just so I can already put the other one away. I think we're gonna stick to the same weight, 22.5. I think I'm gonna move it to over here so I can see what my form looks like when I edit the video. Okay, let's uh let's move over to some triceps now. Let's go ahead. And I told you guys, you can literally use any stack, any cable machine that you can find. We're gonna end up using this one, which is a little bit different. It doesn't have those handles that you can kind of move around and switch the angle. So you can literally just set up a little bit, maybe yay high, just get the craziest push all the way down, the craziest control. So try this one out. Don't sleep on this one. We're gonna go pretty heavy and hope for the best. Let's see if I can even pull it back. Okay, let's drop that. That felt pretty good though. Sure like that. Two more just like that. Let's go and finish this off. We ended up dropping down from, we went pretty heavy actually on the first one. I think we did 57.5. We did 60, and then we dropped down to I think 52 to hit it for maybe 2 to 3 more. So I think we're gonna stick to 52. I think that should be good. So we're gonna do 52 for the second set, and then for our third set, I think that should be pretty good, unless the second set feels hella heavy. So we'll see how this one goes. We're gonna still go hard though. So all right. One more. Yeah. Okay. Let's move down. Let's move down to 50. Ah, okay. That was pretty good. I think what we're gonna do on this next one is just kind of imitate the same thing we did last time. We grab that single rope, and it's almost like you're doing a single arm tricep extension. So that's what we're gonna do. I gotta go find it though. But that was pretty good. That was pretty good for this one. Let's take maybe like a 2-3 minute break, and then we'll start the next set. Okay. Okay. So, like I mentioned, we're gonna imitate the same thing as last time. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna grab this from right here. All right. All right. Look at this. You can't beat this. You really can't beat this. Okay. We're gonna move down on this next one. Then we're gonna do 15. Okay. Let's start with our lift. Ha. Come on. Oh my god. I'm gonna take 10, 15 seconds. And I need to hit it for two more on my right side. My god. I'm already super tired, but we're almost done. And then after this, what we're gonna do is 2 sets of overhead, and then we should be good. Thankfully, we have the bar behind us, which we're gonna use. Okay, 2 more seconds. All right, let's do the last two. All right, let's switch it. Okay, so I might need to ask someone to pass me this because it's a little bit on the heavier side, but we're almost done. We have two more. So let's see who I end up asking. If not, I'm gonna have to pull this thing. I'm gonna have to pull this thing. I don't even know. Fuck it. Hopefully I don't bust my ass. I think I'll put this one on now. Come on, come on. Give myself a little bit more blood in my hand. A little bit wild to set up. All right, let's do it. Let's do it. Just in case spelling. Nice. Actually, pretty good. I'm gonna drop set. Okay, one more. We're gonna do it for 50. Let's finish this off. So we ended up dropping down to 50 because the last one just felt hella heavy. So I want to get a little bit more volume, maybe 6 to 8 reps on this next one, just to make sure we get just a little bit more in. So we're gonna use these just to give me a little bit more support on my wrist, because sometimes at the end of the day my wrist starts hurting, and not the most funnest thing to kind of like be ending the day with. So we're gonna use these, and then we're gonna end up going. It looks like we're gonna end up going to the cedar crows. They're available, so we're lucky today. So those have been pretty popular recently. Ever since we got them, a lot of folks have been liking those. So sometimes we have to do other ones, but it's pretty empty at the gym, so we are good to go after this one. I think what I'm gonna do is maybe do like a quick pump tick somewhere before I start my hamstring, because I'm not really gonna be able to show you guys my hamstrings, right? All right, let's do it. There we go. One more. That's it. I think what I'll do is I'll drop set real quick while they're standing. I'm gonna take maybe like a 10, 15 seconds to catch my breath. 6 the same weight, and there might be 3 to 4 more standing up. Okay, let's switch over to the next one. We're done with triceps and chest finally, man. I think what I'm gonna do though is I think I'm just gonna end up recording maybe just the first set of the hamstring curls, just so I don't make this video already super long. it's already maybe like an hour. It saves me, or it saves you guys a little bit of time. So I think that's what we're gonna end up doing. Just doing a, just showing you guys one set, but we're gonna sit there for maybe 3 to 4, and then maybe I'll show you guys a set of RDLs after. But let's go over there. All right, this is becoming too much of a pattern, but we're gonna try to not make it a pattern. But we're gonna start off without a warm up. Just kind of go straight into it. I typically would recommend for you to start with a warm up, just because if you kind of go at it right away, you can get hurt. Mostly if you're loading it up with a bunch of weight. So just be careful. If I feel like anything hurts, then I'll start right away. But I usually try to gauge it a little bit. I usually can tell when I can kind of start off a little bit with a warm up, and then when I don't have to. So it just kind of comes with the experience. Let's go for it on this first one. I think what I'm gonna do is I think we might do 205 for today. Hopefully, hopefully I don't regret that. But we'll see. Let's see how this goes. Okay. For you guys, the next clip you guys are gonna see is RDLs, but for me, I'm gonna sit here for 2 more just like that. Thankfully, we're almost done. I think I'm gonna just end up doing the pump check at the end, just so I can get this over with, and then we can just find something afterwards, and I'll have to come back over here to do hamstring. So I think we'll just leave it till the end, and I think that should be pretty good. I think we're gonna drop down though, cause that 205 felt fucking hard, but we moved up because last time we did 190 for I think either 7 or 8, but this time we did 205 and we did pretty good. I think we got 8 or 9. I have to look back at the footage, but that's progress. Let's move down to I think 190. We're gonna stick to that for the entire of these last 2 sets. Okay, I'll see you guys in the next clip. Okay, let's go ahead and let's do our last exercise, which is RDLs. Let me just make sure the camera's on me because it's a little bit dark over here. Okay, so what I end up doing is using a little bit of platform so I can get a little bit more range of motion when I go down. I'm thinking you get maybe like a solid, maybe 6 to 10 on this one. Maybe I'll take off my shoes. Yeah, I'll be pretty good. And then go from there. Let's see how this goes. Now I'm almost favorite setup. So I think what I'll do is get this a little bit closer. So that way I don't have to grab it kind of weird. So what I'll do is unrack it from here and start it rather than kind of just going like that, because I was using my full back to pick it up. So I want to make sure we're being careful. But honestly, that felt pretty good. So I think what I'll do is stick to 45, 245, and maybe take it a feather, maybe match the same reps as the last one. It felt pretty good without my shoes. But let's re-rack this and then I'll do it one more time. Hopefully, with a lot less lower back pain. Perfect. You know what? I'll show you guys the second set. Because it's a little bit different. It's a little bit of a different setup. But let me just make this just a tiny bit more even. Felt a little uneven last time. There you go. All right. Let's see how this next one goes. I'm already pretty tired. We still got to do say a little bit of cardio for maybe 10, 15 minutes. We've kind of been averaging maybe 10 every single time. 10 to 12 minutes. But when we're feeling a little bit more energetic, we do 15 minutes. But let's finish this up. This should be way better than the last one. So hope I don't hit my head. Let me take off my shoes. A little bit closer. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That was it. Let's go pull it down. All right, Corbin. I'll do really good. Okay, let's go ahead and see what kind of damage we did. Let me make sure this thing is on me. Perfect. I'm like falling. Oh my God. I need to catch my breath. Man, sometimes posing in itself is just as tiring. Okay. Nice. Okay. Let's go home. Thank God we do not have to pick up anything from the grocery store today because we have to go right away to grab something, which is super unfortunate because as soon as I get out of the gym, I'm super hungry. And the last thing I want to do is pick up groceries. So this time around, we don't have anything to do. So we'll go straight home. Oh, Jasmine was able to sell some old clothes that we have. We've been trying to get rid of a bunch of new stuff or a bunch of old stuff that we had that was that we just didn't use. It was from like clothes and things like that. So we kind of got rid of it and Jasmine sold it today. I bought a few Gymshark like shorts that I just didn't like anymore and some other things. And we ended up giving someone a really, really good deal on some Lululemon things and some Gymshark stuff. I think it's like two sweats, two shorts, and like a sweater for like $40. So it was pretty good. It was pretty good. But let's see if we can do like a different pose. I just don't know which pose to do, honestly. Not bad. Okay. But I will see you guys tomorrow for some shoulders and for some back. Let's go do some cardio for you guys. I'll see you guys tomorrow.